My name is Ferenc Kréti. I am now like 30, nearly 30 years involved in theater, art, partly moving art, dance, photography also. I am enthusiastic person in art and creation process. Well, from an artistic point of view, it is a performance project for young artists. There are many ways leading to Rome, and so we have a certain style in our artistic approach, and this is what we are giving the group as a skill, an idea for a performance, what we call empty space performance, meaning that there's nothing planned in advance. So the creation process starts by entering the stage. So what is then preparation? Preparation is how to enter the stage and how to create in this moment, in this now. We call it also somehow instant composition, because the composition of what is happening there happens in the moment. Another aspect is that we truly believe that so every young person or every artist is able to take over the responsibility for her or his development. And so within this short time of 3 weeks, we put a lot of effort and awareness into a process which gives each performer the permission and support to follow personal, individual aspects of something what is interesting for each. And then using their skills in a way they can for this creation process, which is very individual. Yeah, it's a presentation, and actually the presentation is not the aim of this project. It's just a part. And for better understanding, something what even for artists not always is easy to understand because of lack of experience, that we call it from the early beginning on something such as called artist, or named artist laboratory. So what is a laboratory? It's a place where I try things out, I reflect on it, I find something what is interesting me, I go on, I'm deepening, I'm sharing, and so on. So we see even the performance as just a part of this artist research, let's say travel. So it's not the focus, but it's a certain chapter within the whole process. We have, for our own orientation within, we're playing with words and how to understand. We named, looking at the project as if it is a book. The first chapter is about creating the performer. There's a focus on coming from solo needs, solo skills, and then developing toward duo, trio, ensemble work that leads in the second chapter called Creating the Performance. Now, bringing in all needs relating to the stage and the stage composition. And ending with the last chapter, this is meeting the audience. So this is a certain focus, it's not very strict, but it gives a certain direction in all chapters. For the project, it is the end. So it's a temporary project, shaped time-wise in these nearly 3 weeks. We're now in Germany. It's a French-German project, and we could not afford this year to visit France, but this will happen in future because it's very important for us to have this exchange, cultural exchange, what is a strong part in the project, and it's also like something what we call in German kulturelle Bildung. So translating it in cultural education needs for outside Germany people more explication to understand what is behind it. But for us, it's part of it. So it's about art, but it's just simply also about life and how to, from an artist perspective, how to bring experiences what each person perceive within these 3 weeks, how to connect then later in their own life, wherever they are, whatever they do, and we try to encourage them also to use these skills of what we call attitude, so to transform action outside the stage, the theater or dance stage, also on the stage at home, in the kitchen, being outside, in the supermarket. So what is the difference for an artist? Does it make any sense to cut my performer identity, my artist identity, when I'm leaving the stage? In my perception, no. And so we truly believe that there's something in this process which is very rich for taking personally in my own development after leaving. And I'd like to mention something for me very important. This is the use of language, the awareness of language, to bring clarity in the way I speak and the clarity in the meaning of words I'm using, so that I can cope also with people who often have a different way of using even the same language. Finding a way of talking which is non-violent. Finding a way of talking that is allowing myself to speak in the I, to be subjective, and to state that I have the right to state my own reality, and also to learn to defend my own reality, however it's looking like. Yeah. We start every day giving each performer time within the group for individual arriving in the space. Before we start, with our official process, let's say, it's a different thing, having a program or being in a process. We need to be very aware of the moment and of the needs. We as facilitators and also the group. And the arriving individually is important for us because it mirrors that we all, when we're entering in the morning our rehearsal studio, that we might be different from just the day before or the days before. So it's like having an instrument, giving time individually to tune in. After this individual tuning in, we start with a circle for sharing realities as a starting point for the individual process. So that as a performer, I have the space, the time to figure out what in this moment when I start feels important for me to look at. Then we announce the ideas about the day, how to connect with what was before, reflecting on experiences of the last day, and we go on. So in that way, it might describe a little bit that it seems to be fully logical that we can't have a program setting in the beginning to follow, but every day check in and finding traces and following and developing from moment to moment, from day to day, with the aim, so that's the goal, this is defined, that we within learn about this performative style, what we call empty space performance. Because this is the shape, this is what is shaping the performance where within the creation on stage will happen then. Relating to what I mentioned as part of the framing of this project is the artist laboratory quality. An artist does not need to reflect on the artist's work familiar to what scientists do. But there is also a scientific approach, potentially, in artist work. And some artists choose this perspective on their own doing. And part of this artistic research is that I'm integrating partly also the process into the result. In our doing, it's the performance itself. I feel this is very important because I believe that the sort of laboratory is an option to learn something about myself, also in terms of what is humanity. So I like very much the saying, it might come from Abramovich. She said once something such as, for her, art is about revealing human life. I appreciate this a lot, and this is something I truly believe in.